What's going on? How y'all doing today? My first video today is going to be about TLC, the group, and they said how the industry has turned on them. Now, TLC depends on what era you're from, because it predates a lot of people coming up, and there's some people who don't, people that are generally of a certain age range. If you come around the 90s, you were very familiar with TLC. They had a platinum album, for crying out loud. Not a platinum, a diamond album. 10 million copies sold. My bad. Which aren't a lot of black acts that have had that. And I point that out because there have been but ironically, LaFace Ruckus had 3 diamond releases. TLC was one of them. Outkast was one of them. And Usher, if you're with the LaFace imprint, even though by the time Usher was signed to LaFace, but it wasn't the same situation when by the time when it was sold and everything. But still, 3 LaFace acts that were associated with L.A. Reid and Babyface had hit diamond. But TLC, when Left Eye died 20 years ago almost, it wasn't the same. And T-Boz and Chili came out with something else, but it wasn't the same. I mean, they had hit their peak and their prime. And they were big in the 90s. Big. They put out 3 albums and they all went platinum. Mega hits, mega videos, very successful act. But this industry's cold. And when I go back to, I'm going to go back to talking about diamonds. I'm talking about real physical sales. I'm not talking about where you stream 1 billion and these stream charts or like these downloads and digitals where they manipulate their streams of dreams. I'm talking about where people actually bought your records. They actually put money and went to the record store and purchased. That's when TLC was huge. Crazy Sexy Cool, to be precise, in 94. They were huge. But everybody knows about everything they went through with Pebbles, who discovered them when she was married to L.A. Reid, and the whole politics. And people do turn and change, and music and trends and things come and go. But that was a different era. Not only for the group era, but for girl group era, TLC definitely stood out. With all due respect to En Vogue and SWV and Brownstone. TLC, and then later Destiny Child came along, but TLC was pretty happening. But anyway, industry changes, I think I saw T-Boz calling out Drake and Nelly and L.A. Reid and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, when you ain't got a new bag for them, they ain't got no new use for you. And they say you're only as good as your last hit. So TLC isn't going to get the kind of love they deserve for what they represented. It's a shame that a lot of artists are put out the pasture, and numbers come and go, faces come and go. Loyalty comes and go for a lot of them. And it's a sad story when you hear how this turns out. But that's the reality of the business. Anyone right now who's like hiding happening, believe me, 4 or 5 years later, people can just pull a Janet Jackson on you and go, whatever you done for us lately, and forget about you. They can, and they do. I've seen it happen to the biggest of big. Take my word on it. That's a cold business. But anyway, that's my thoughts and takes about TLC, feeling like they've been forgotten. What do you think? Do you care still about TLC? The way your memories of them, your songs? Would you like them to come back as a duo? Would you like them to try to get a third member? What would you like to see? But do you think that sometimes artists just have their prime, their peak, and then when they're done, they're done? Hit the like and subscribe, and the bell rings. A new video. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for one another. And if artists has had an impact on you, they should always be remembered. Don't let the industry tell you what to do if you truly care. All right, I'm out. Peace.